Guys, welcome welcome back to another Let's Make Mario game. In the last video or episode, we ended up fixing the alpha blending and we added box to D physics into to Chuck. And there was a little bit buggy at the end. So let's work on it. Let's work on it and try to figure out a good way to fix it. Um, so this is what it was doing earlier. I may already know why it's doing this, and it's because it's not linearly, um, it's not applying constant velocity on the Y as we're doing it when we're moving horizontally. So we also will have to do it on the Y-axis as well, and apply linear velocity on that as too. So, but before we do that, I wanted to clean up some code. Um, let's go into this. We're gonna move this inside of this function instead, or create another function. Yeah, you know what? Let's create. Yeah, is it apply linear or apply constant impulse? I guess you could call it that, right? Let's create another function. So you just call it void. Well, not there though. Below that. So inside the B2 entity class or header file, let's create another function and call it apply constant impulse. And just pass in a B2 back to impulse. Just to clean it up a bit. And let's create that function in the CPP file. We're gonna go in here. Or maybe not impulse, but just call it. Let's call that velocity, should we, or impulse? Okay, we'll fix that in a bit. Velocity. That's what we're gonna pass in here, which is the velocity that we're gonna pass in, which is why I wanted to call it velocity, because that's what we're gonna pass in here, and that is B to get velocity. Here it's gonna call B body get linear velocity. We're gonna call it in there instead. And mass, we're gonna use body get mass instead of B2 entity. I mean, we get that. And then we apply linear impulse on that. And we can call. Oh wait, we had to have a couple of different impulses in here. Hold on, okay. So we call it B2 back to. This will be on the X, so impulse. Make sure you divide it by the physics scale. You don't want to forget that. And the Y will be updating it right now. So the desired bill on the X and impulse on the X. And we want to do the same thing for the Y. Desired bell Y. I'm not sure. Yeah, it should be fine. Bell dot. I don't know. This may create a bug on it. Let's say I apply linear impulse, but there's velocity on the Y already. I don't know. We'll see. We may have to separate it differently. We'll see. Let's see. Well, once we have it, we'll test it out. And if there's a bug on it, we'll fix it. We may have to create two different functions for it, or so I feel. Let's say I'm moving left and then I jump. Desired velocity will have something in there already, and when I apply impulse, it will not be zero. It will be the negative of this, and I guess the x will be canceled out when I jump. Right? But let's test that out. I'm unsure, but I feel like that is what's gonna happen. But we'll test it out right now. Let's test it out with Mario right now. So I desire X, desire bell Y. This is how to apply constant velocity or constant impulse. And let's apply it. Let's just do Mario. So in here we say apply constant impulse. We pass a B2 back to, and instead of doing that, we're just gonna pass in a bell. Well, in this case, we pass in 0. I don't know. We'll see how that looks like. So delete everything from top. Delete this one too. You don't need it actually anymore. And we also want to do on the Y. Apply constant impulse on the Y. I mean, it could. We'll see. It may instead possibly may just pass in velocity, because if I'm moving left, then I move, then I jump. These two would get cancelled out, and you have the desired bell will be 0. And you will apply 0 on the impulse. So I guess that's what I have to do then. Because then let's pretend velocity x this is 10 when I'm moving left with Mario, or moving right with Mario. But inside of it it's already 10. That gets cancelled out. So I guess we will have to pass in velocity instead. Just passing bell on both of these. Oh no, wait, not this. I guess this one you probably want to have to pass in bell dot get x. Can I get bell dot x? Shoot. You don't want this one though. That's a problem. Yeah, so let's tweak this a bit. Back to B2 back to on this velocity, this one top. And instead we can use the B2 entity, get that. And this will be Y. And that should be about it, from the looks of it. Let's test that out. Let's test that out, shall we? Okay, I'm not. I just fell off. I didn't even know that even works. I don't know if I have to divide this by physics velocity. My jump scale is really short right now. 900 though, that's a lot. Oh, you know why? Because I already divided by physics scale. You don't need to divide it by physics scale. My bad. I divided inside of here already. So no wonder I can't jump. Let's try that out again. There we go. I don't even know if I'm increasing speed over time or not. Let me test something out really quick. I don't know by detecting this. Let me see. I'm moving right. Physics scale. Let's try it. Let me try that first. Let me see. There's gotta be sections where we have to divide physics scale by a certain number. What is the name of that? Physics scale. Why do I get the... Okay, whatever. Physics scale. Let me see. Will I be able to move at all? No. Oh no. Nah, that's too small. Either that or I'll have to move faster. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Well, we just gotta fix the camera, but I'm not gonna do that in this video yet. So we're limited to that little section that we have there, or you can increase ground, um, the ground. So it's the bounding box of the ground. Well, we have Mario working. Let's put that into Chuck. Let's get that working into Chuck. So let's apply constant velocity instead. No constant impulse. In the sections that we used it in. Hold on, let me see. I used it here. So in the update function at the bottom, we're doing a linear impulse there as well. So let's apply constant velocity instead. And we'll pass in vel as we did before. We're gonna pass in vel and delete everything that's on top of that because we don't need it. And in here as well. Are we doing it twice? I don't think we need this. I'm taking the so at the one at the in the jump function, remove the one that's inside the else statement, and let's apply. Let's update this one to do constant impulse and make sure remove remove the physics skill from it, the division, because we are already doing it. And on the x, we'll apply bell.get x so it cancels out. And you apply constant impulse, and let's see how that looks. Oh, okay, it's not working. As I thought it was gonna work. Interesting. Oh, why did that not work? I thought it was because we were applying constant velocity and now it will work. Give me a second, let me see. If build.get x dot y is greater than 0, jump skill is. Dang. Build.get x. Apply jump force on that, which is negative 850. If Mario is working, why does it not work on my end? Interesting. Another thing we can do, since this is where we checking if the y on the entity is greater than the ground. You can do that inside of here, but it doesn't really matter though. Because I mean, we should only be checking this when when um when Chuck is falling down, right? Because that's when we can detect when it hits the ground. We don't need to check the ground if it's going up. If Chuck is going up or jumping up, I guess. Because I was trying to figure out why this does not work. I thought I would. It's so interesting. Very interesting. Let me see. Jumping is true. I didn't meant to do that, but okay. The velocity is still greater, so it's still checking for this, and this is false. And it goes back here and jumps again. This gets the current velocity, which is 10. 0. -5, -80. Which makes it -850. That's how we had it before. 0, -850. Oh, I did not subtract it correctly. I actually added it to it. That's interesting. Negative. That's interesting. I thought right to center. Let me test that out. No, that's still. No, I mean, should be subtracting it. I just it looks weird the other way around. Why does it not work? Let me test something out really quick. On class. Let me revert that to negative. And let's copy. No, not let's copy. Let me do it first. Let me see if it works. I'm just not sure why. It should be working. This is some other bug that I'm not seeing. That's causing it. And here's MB2 MB2 entity get velocity. Forget about the Y. I mean the X because we don't need it. Impulse Y. This is gonna be this. Zero F. Impulse Y. Divided by physics scale. And apply linear impulse. Let me try this out. I would like to know why. Am I doing something wrong? Maybe it's not working. Oh yeah, it's not working. Interesting. Hold on. Ah, there we go. I'm forgetting to do something importante. I didn't need to do it because I already do it in there, but I guess I do need it. I guess I do need it. Oh, it doesn't make sense though, but let me check. Because I'm subtracting it. Then I divide that. Very interesting. That works. That works exactly how I wanted. Does that mean I have to do the same thing to the player though? I mean, I did it to the player and I jumped really, really small. Which is what I'm confused about as to why that works, but ooh, interesting. Now this one didn't work. It worked earlier. It was kind of weird. Sometimes the code that works sometimes, but then you run it again and it doesn't work. I hate those kind of things sometimes. Let me comment this out. Let me comment that out. Let me see. Which is weird on my end right here. Yeah, because I'm not checking. Okay, let's try this. Okay, just delete that. Bring this back. Or if you didn't comment that out, it's cool. If you have, then bring it back. Let's update this if statement so that we can check for ground when velocity is greater. So when I'm going down. Um, let's delete the jump scale equals 1. Copy and delete it. And inside of that, let's create this. Jump scale equals 1. Passing it in here. Copy this one, the checking for the ground. And let's check it inside of here. So only check it when it's going down. Yeah, because the check is like somewhere around here. So it's going to be like up, jump, 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 jump. You can tweak that so it's kind of like maybe lower. Oh, this is just temporary. It is just temporary for now, though. It is jumping really short, though. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. This is what we wanted it to do. And if we get close, it jumps a little quick, comes back down, and does the same thing, which is exactly what we wanted it to do. I'm just no, because I already dang it, because I am going really quick on the X, which is what I'm tripping on right now. I am tripping on. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, physics scale. Can you divide the? No, you can't. You suck. You suck. I mean, the only reason why I'm checking for it. Hold on. I'll explain. Let me see if this works. So, or at least my thought process. That's why I'm dividing it this time around, and that does not work. I'll explain right now. So when we set velocity into our entity, we pass it in with our actual value. So let's say my speed is actually 50, right? I pass in 50 in my actual, my not box to the world coordinates, but my actual game coordinates. I guess it's just different for game coordinates and physics coordinates, right? So in game coordinates, I'm passing it 50. I pass it in here. But when I apply it into our impulse in velocity into our function, we're dividing it by impulse. So that means that this value that we retrieve from linear velocity is 50 divided by physics scale. So when we subtract 50 from here, this is our game coordinates in x and physics coordinates. This values could be smaller, right? Because we're dividing it by physics scale here. So when we want to subtract this, shouldn't we want to divide that by physics scale as well? That is my thought process right now. Not sure if you guys understood what I'm trying to say. I mean, but there's a learning process. I'm learning as well. Maybe I divide this by physics scale, but then multiply it in here. So the smallest difference here. That's what I'm thinking right now, and you don't have to copy this. I just want to know in my thought process, like the difference. Oh, yeah, that does not work. I guess I don't know. I have a weird thought process right now that doesn't make sense in my head. I guess we'll just leave it like that for now. But anyways, we fixed Chuck, which was the most important thing that I wanted to do. Uh, let's work on this Rex. Let's do Rex really quick. I don't want to make this video too long. I know I'm making it way longer than I should be having it. Where's Rex here? Right here. We could not probably, but be doing the same exact thing that we've been doing lately. As in a B2 entity here, or to a constructor. So copy this from Chuck, or just write it in Rex constructor. And have a variable or B2 entity in here as well. And let's go into our Rex CPP file. Make sure we pass it in there as well. B2 entity. We can include our B2 entity class. Then he knows about it. Just going to update instead of passing this. We can do this things that we've been doing lately. So I changed the vector 3 to B2 entity. I'm moving B2 back 2. And here we're gonna pass in, instead of entity, we can say B2 entity. Get velocity. We can set X to equal this. Or minus equals minus equals speed. Right? And here we can say we can pass in X equals that, and X equals that. And then we do our B2 entity, apply a constant velocity impulse, and we pass in Bell. Oh, velocity, my bad. Delete this in the bottom. Let's see how this one looks. I guess this will determine. Oh, I need to. Nah, we're not done yet. Nope, we're not. We need to also do it in here. Let's inside game in game CPP, game scene.cpp file where we declare Rex. Above it, we're gonna do the B2 entity that we've been doing lately. B2 entity, B2 entity. Equals new B2 entity. And of course you pass an entity here. Wait, why is this breaking on me? Oh, because there's way more stuff here. Okay, we're gonna pass in the world. This guy is a B2 body type. Dynamic. And gravity scale, we set it to that. But why am I still getting this? Oh, it's supposed to be a pointer, my bad. And we pass it into a constructor, Rex. Where's the stats? As far we at, that's what as far we've been doing lately. Woo! Okay. So, yeah, he's going really, really fast. Write that by physics scale. Hold on. So I wasn't tripping about it, wasn't I? Number pound. Let's include the world info in here, so he knows about our physics skill. Well, actually, you know what? Let me try this out first. He probably fell down. Actually, there he is. Hmm. Either that or nothing. I need to figure out. I need to figure out why. I need to figure out why it does that. It doesn't do constant velocity on the X. Oh well, that's not gonna work. Hmm. It should do constant velocity. I just don't understand why on the Y. Oh, actually, no, I fixed that already, didn't I? Hmm. Why would not on the X work correctly? What am I doing wrong? Or friction, maybe? I mean, everybody has a friction of this, though. So no, I wanted to keep that up there just in case. Hmm. No, either that or we have to decrease this to be smaller instead. $35. It's still kind of quick. That doesn't make sense to me. Oh, let's test it out. We only have one, right? Third current velocity should be negative 25 right now. Right now, I shouldn't have any velocity there, so it's negative 25 divided by this physics skill, which is great. You go back in here, it's 25.08, right? You go in here, negative 8. That works fine. Negative point, yeah, that's positive. It makes it 25, so that works fine. So it is doing it correctly, but why? Alright, let's put 50 back in here again. I'm gonna test out 50. That is so weird. It is so weird on my end as to why that. So it's 50 here. It's 0 on the X on current velocity. Let me pass the negative. Okay, that works fine. Debug that again. Oh shoot. Okay. Why doesn't? It's strange. Okay. The current velocity. Velocity is 0. Negative 50. Passing here. Okay. Negative 50 still. Go back in here. That is weird. Why? Why is my current velocity still 50 here? Shouldn't this be 0 at the moment? I mean, shouldn't it not be like negative whatever it's supposed to be? Yeah, huh? Hold on, let me try that at once because I messed up earlier when I was debugging it. Let's debug it again. Okay, so velocity is negative 50. Yes, it should be. Okay, so it's negative 50. That stays fine. Do that. Pass it in here. Great. Okay, so still, it still does. Oh, maybe no, that should be fine. So that's negative 225. Hmm. Yeah, because that is weird that it does that. It's weird because me even when it's 25, it does something so different. You pass it in here. It's negative 25 linear velocity. Okay, whatever, right? I mean here. Oh, it does it fine here now. Am I tripping or am I tripping? Looks fine here now. Inverse mass, which is 1. And negative 0.08 linear velocity. Okay. Uh, okay. And when we get our velocity, it's 0 at that time. Is it because... Hold on. Let's go into our B2 entity. Let's decrease our physics scale. I mean, friction. Let me try this out. Sorry I haven't been mentioning what I'm doing, but I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Okay, so that was it. A little peculiar. Alright, let's put that back to 2. Okay, I see what's going on here now. You have to put a value because otherwise friction takes over from the looks of it. So I guess that makes sense. I have to balance it out. How does 30 look? Because either way, it looks way too fast for me. Even that's too fast. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it's still going. It's still pretty fast. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's a huge freaking mistake that I just do right now. Wrong class. Sorry, guys. My bad. Even with that, it's still small. Let's do 20 then. Okay, that works. 20 works. Or is it too fast still? I tried 15 already. Let's try 18 then. I don't. I've never seen them that quick. They're not too quick. Koopa the quick, unless you Koopa the quick or something. Wow. Even the smallest, tiny. I mean, it's off by 2, and it's still kind of. There we go. That works, right? Okay, what if it's not squished then? What if it's normal? Because I know when it's squished, it's actually a little bit faster than it should be. There we go. I think that's a good. That's a good, right? That looks good to me. All right. So it's not that. It's just my friction that was bad. Okay, at least I learned something too. That means I need to fix this. Rex. What's around 19? Let's do 22 for Mario. Oh, not W. Not W again. Ah, dang it. And Chuck was at about. It's about 52. Okay. Let's do Chuck 20. So it's not as quick as Mario, but it's kind of quick. It's still kind of slow, but I mean, he uses speed eventually. Yeah, that's the problem with Box 2D right now. One, I have to ignore collision against enemies. But if I'm at the bottom of this guy, like exactly like that, but let's pretend it's me, right? I need to figure out this case because where Mario, it ends up being on the top of Mario, and I mean it works fine. I mean because once he touches Mario, he dies, right? But what if I had the mushroom, right? Well, it gets small, but then that means Chuck will always stay at the top. He'll be at the top of my bounty box, so I need to figure that out. But other than that, that's just working. I'm liking it, and it's great. And I'm gonna end the video here because he actually I ended up wasting more time than it should have. I apologize, but I learned something new here, and I hope you guys did too. Or if you didn't, you were shouting at me saying that it was because of the friction, then shame on me, guys. Shame on me, and I apologize for that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's all about tweaking all these values right now. So yeah, look at that. I can move them. I can move them. But anyway, but yeah, I'll end it here. And in the next video, we'll end up doing it to Bullet Bill and into Piranha Plant. Piranha Plant will have to be a little bit updated because it shoots up and then it stops and then it comes back down again. So it may need to be updated a little bit with Piranha Plant, but we'll see. We'll get there when we get there, right? Anyways, signing out, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Signing out.